On June 1, 2009, General Motors, the century-old titan of American industry, filed for bankruptcy. The company was losing $2 billion every month, an unimaginable collapse for a symbol of American power. GM wasn't just a car company, it was the backbone of communities, supporting millions of jobs. Its brands, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, were woven into American life. The idea that GM could disappear was unthinkable, like the Mississippi River running dry. The fall was swift and brutal. Headlines screamed, "GM files for bankruptcy." The shockwaves hit far beyond Detroit, Wall Street, Washington, and households across the country. Policymakers scrambled to contain the fallout, while investors watched GM's value evaporate. For many, the news was personal, a sign that the old certainties of the American economy were gone. GM's collapse is a cautionary tale. Even giants can fall if they fail to adapt. The company had become too slow, too complex, and unable to keep up with the changing world. Its near-death experience was a wake-up call for all of corporate America. The journey back would demand change few thought possible for Detroit's old giant. But the story wasn't over yet. For decades, GM was the automotive industry, an engine of innovation and prosperity. Under Alfred Sloan, it created a ladder of brands for every American, pioneering mass production and middle-class jobs. GM's success fueled entire communities, making it a cornerstone of the American dream. But by the late 20th century, cracks appeared. Foreign competitors like Toyota and Honda surged ahead with better, more efficient cars. GM's bureaucracy slowed decision-making, and its focus shifted from building great cars to managing its own sprawl. The company grew complacent, believing its size made it invincible. As consumer tastes changed, GM lagged behind, its cars looking dated and quality slipping. The giant was still standing, but its foundations were quietly eroding. GM's problems had been building for decades, especially its crushing legacy costs. For every worker, GM supported multiple retirees with generous benefits, outspending on healthcare more than steel. Foreign rivals didn't have these burdens, giving them a huge edge. GM bet big on trucks and SUVs, but when gas prices soared in 2007 or 08, sales collapsed. Its smaller cars couldn't compete with Honda or Toyota. Then the 2008 financial crisis hit. Credit froze, car sales plummeted, and GM was out of cash. The company was trapped. Falling sales, no money for new cars, and no way to borrow. Its stock price collapsed, and the leadership's pleas for help went unanswered. GM was teetering on the edge of liquidation, an economic disaster in the making. With GM on the brink, the US government faced a stark choice: let it fail or step in. The Bush and Obama administrations agreed. GM was too big to fail. The government provided billions in emergency loans, but with strict conditions. GM entered a managed bankruptcy, shedding debt and bad assets. The government took a majority stake, demanding a complete overhaul. Factories closed, tens of thousands lost jobs, and 4 brands, Pontiac, Saturn, Hummer, Saab, were cut. The focus shifted to Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and GMC. Leadership was replaced, and the UAW made major concessions. Every stakeholder sacrificed. This was GM's last chance. The message: change or disappear. In just 40 days, a new GM emerged, leaner, debt-free, and fighting for survival. The new leadership focused on quality, technology, and design, not just size. GM launched competitive new models like the Chevrolet Cruze and Malibu, and bet big on electric vehicles with the Volt. The transformation was painful. Factories closed, brands died, and thousands lost jobs. Killing Pontiac symbolized the end of an era, but GM paid back its government loans and returned to profitability. Today, GM invests billions in electric and autonomous vehicles, shaping the future of transportation. The scars remain, but GM's survival is a lesson in resilience. Even a giant on the brink can be reborn. The road ahead is uncertain, but GM's story isn't finished. Subscribe for more.